Non-use variance requests require a minimum of 5 affirmative votes in the order to grant variances. Please note that any order of the board is valid for a period of 1 year. If you would like to request that the board table or adjourn your case to the absence of a full board, which tonight we are down 2 people, you must inform myself, the chairperson, immediately after the public hearing. Petitioners shall do their best to limit presentations to 10 minutes. Each participant in a public hearing shall do their best to limit comments to 3 minutes. All righty. As stated, we're down 2 members. So the minutes for November 13th, 2025, is there any amendment to it or a motion to approve them as they are written? Mr. Reddy.
Move that we approve the minutes.
All right, is there a second? All right. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. There's no unfinished business, so we will move on to new business. So that's case number 25-12-28 for 4131 North Fulton Place. Whenever you're ready.
This site's located on the south side of North Fulton Place in the one-family residential zoning district, and it is developed with an existing single-family house. There's also a front-facing attached garage and a detached shed at the rear of the property. At the back of the house, there's also an existing 120 square foot covered but screened in porch. The petitioner is proposing to demolish this and construct a new 210 square foot covered but still unenclosed porch, and it'll be in the same general location. Now there's a section in the zoning ordinance which contains language which talks about exceptions to the minimum required setbacks. And to summarize, it states that terraces, patios, or similar structures that are unroofed without walls or other continuous enclosure could project into the minimum required 35-foot rear yard setback. Now the key word in that provision is unroofed. So the petitioner's proposed rear covered porch obviously will have a roof over it, so it's required to maintain the same 35-foot rear yard setback as would be required for the house. It's only going to be maintaining a 16.5-foot rear yard setback, so the petitioner is seeking a variance to waive the 18.5 feet from the minimum required 35-foot south rear yard setback. I think it's also important to keep in mind that way back in 1964, the City Zoning Board of Appeals did grant a variance to the rear yard setback requirement when this house was initially built. So in reality, any new rear covered porch that's built onto the back of the house would also be unable to meet the minimum required 35-foot rear yard setback as well. The petitioner is also proposing a new 48 square foot prefabricated sauna in the rear yard as well. And staff would of course consider this to be an additional accessory building on site. And the zoning ordinance does limit the number of accessory buildings per each residential lot to no more than 2. And obviously there already are 2, so the new sauna will be the 3rd. So the petitioner needs a second variance to waive 1 of the maximum number of accessory structures on the site. Thank you.
All right. Questions? Mr. Reddy?
So the existing covered rear porch, did it get a variance? Because right now it's going further than the 2 feet.
When I saw the original permit plans for when this first went to the Zoning Board of Appeals, I don't believe the drawings actually included the existing screen porch. So that was obviously tacked on at a later date, but I didn't find any record of how it was approved. I didn't see any permits related to it.
Oh, so we don't know when that was put in.
Mr. Langweber.
When this lot is a wide lot, it's shown on the plan as 2 parcels, but it is 1 lot, or is it 1 parcel at this point?
It's 1 parcel. When it was originally platted, it's possible that it was 2 separate parcels that were combined with the original builder. But obviously, as it stands right now today, it's just one single lot.
So in their plan, the dashed area is the buildable area that would not have an encroachment?
As it's shown here. So actually on the, that would be the west side, they could, since there's an attached garage, it could be a 5-foot side yard setback as opposed to 10, as their architect displays, but everything else is correct.
If they kept the addition within the footprint of the existing porch, would it still be here as a request for variance?
If they kept, well, if they tore out or demolished what was already there and existing, anything new that's constructed in its place would then have to conform to current standards. So even if it did maintain the same footprint, it would still be encroaching into the rear yard setback.
If it was a remodel or something of the existing, not a demolishing of it, but a...
Yeah, sure. If it was a basic repair or maintenance to the structure, then yes, there's a possibility we could have signed off on it.
Administratively?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Other questions? Anyone else? Yes.
The sauna is those are seen as accessory structures. It, by its nature, seems to be temporary, but maybe more permanent than not. Is it like a built thing that's dropped onto a pad, or is it constructed?
I suppose the petitioners could provide more detail, but I believe it would be more permanent in nature. On their plans, they do also note that there will be an electrical circuit built onto it. So to me, that kind of insinuates that it would be more permanent in nature.
As far as how it's seen by the city, it doesn't matter if it's a prefabricated bought thing that's set on site versus something that's constructed on site?
No, we would consider it the same.
Okay, thank you.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
Now, but that would be different than, say, someone buying a hot tub, which would be exterior, prefabricated, also having electrical on the site in similar fashion, because it does have walls, a hot tub not having walls and a roof. That's why you don't consider that accessory structure. You consider it just a...
Yeah, pools and saunas are actually not addressed, or pools and hot tubs rather, not saunas, but they're not actually addressed within the zoning ordinance.
Okay. And then just to clarify,
Sure.
If we were to grant this sauna as the accessory of allowing it, should they decide to remove it and put another shed on there, they'd have to come back for another variance because it's a different type, correct? Or no, we've already granted them the second one, therefore...
There's a possibility we could apply it to this as well, the variance, for should it be granted.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right. Seeing none, if the petitioner is present, you may come forward and present your case.
Sure. Hi, I'm Brian. To answer your question first, when the house was built, it was two separate lots. So the lot on the left there was actually belonged to the house on the other side. And then the owner at the time purchased that side lot, which we really love because I know I saw the pictures of my little skeleton there. My kids play in the yard. I have an ice rink there right now, which is fantastic. So when the initial letter was sent out, some of the neighbors were concerned that I was building on that side lot, which we want to keep completely open because that's really our yard, as you can see in the diagram there. In terms of the structure in the back, so the repair, like you can see some of the pictures, it's a little dilapidated. It's built on what am I going for? No, it's built on a deck. And so like I have rodents coming under there. There's a door that's like you can't see it on this side, it's on the other side. But where this started was I can't get my door repaired because it's falling apart. It's probably from the 70s or something like that. And so we came into a situation where we can improve the house, and I'd like it to really look nice to be tied into the roof line, and to have that backyard space a little bit larger as well, so we could eat out there. We can use it more of like true Three Seasons, I would say, back there. But as it stands now, it's pretty dilapidated, and I can't really do anything about that. Yeah, so that's kind of addressing that there, but happy to.
I mean, I don't think we're going much bigger than a foot back from the existing to the new, right?
No,
So
I don't
we're not
think so.
really making it bigger. And for the sauna, he just needs a sauna.
Oh, I really would like that. It's you saw the electrical there. It's the thing with my wife and I wanted wood, but we're not going wood. We're doing electrical there. I really enjoy saunas. It'd be nice to have one in the backyard adjacent to the house. And also, if we look at the property as well, and I noted your comments of the coverage is only 5% there. So I have the shed on one side, on the far side of the yard. I didn't know the garage was part of an accessory structure, but I know that there. So I don't think it's, my personal opinion, not an unreasonable number, because it was at one point 2 separate lots. And I don't think it's that cumbersome or it doesn't take up that much of the overall, let's say, coverage of the yard. So my opinion, but happy to answer any questions as well.
Okay. I think I had Mr. Moore first question, then Mr. Klatt, and Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, first of all, the ice rink explains your injury.
Oh, no, it doesn't. This was something
okay,
completely
right.
different, and yeah, no,
Okay.
it's, don't get me started.
The sauna, is it one of those ones that you can buy and assemble yourself, or is this something you're having built?
Well,
constructed
so
on
we're still
site?
looking at that right now. I think you can buy them, but so with the sauna, this is probably more information you need, but the bench height is very important. You want to have the lowest bench at or above the rocks. A lot of prefab saunas don't have that. So I was looking more towards the building one, but it's not something that's like anchored into the ground, right? It's kind of like the shed I have where it's, yeah, I'd say you could move it if you needed to. It's not like a permanent structure, let's say.
But hopefully we will be building it. We're coming up with.
I hope so, because if you look at the prefabs, like you go to Costco,
Yeah. That's the
not
ones
the
I'm
best.
thinking
Like
of,
you
the
really
Costco
need,
ones.
if
Okay.
you want a good experience, you got to have that lowest bench at or above the rocks, and a lot of them don't have that.
Got it. Okay.
I want it to be good. If we're gonna do it, I want to do it right. So
Mr. Klatt and Mr. Moore, or Wolf.
In the spirit of trying to make this more compliant, and I don't see a floor plan here, I just see the site plan. Did you explore any other placement? Like, for example, you're showing the addition in the rear yard. Like, could you take that and put it into the western side yard in front of the setback line and make it compliant?
we try not to, because the kids like to play football and soccer in the yard there. So and the shed you'll see is kind of on the extreme there. We didn't want to interrupt the play space for the kids. We have a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, and honestly, like it's really nice. I think aesthetically from the street, being able to look back and seeing all the way back, we have deer that kind of come across. My wife and I once talked about maybe like putting a fence there, and she was adamantly against it because it does look nice to have it completely open, to have the kids be able to run clear back and front. Put a little side story there too. With the ice rink, it takes up a lot of my front yard. So when school was canceled, my son and his friends were all playing football, and they were going all the way to the back line. So I'd really prefer not to interrupt that if at all possible.
And then second question, so if you can't do that, could you make it wider and shallower? Like, could you at least honor the existing line where the screen porch was and make it wider? I don't know if
Oh,
it
you're talking
blocks
about
windows.
you're talking about the back porch there?
The back porch. Like, could it be wide? Could you?
Yeah, what I wouldn't want to do wider though is it gets too close, I think, to my neighbor's side. And also I have an electrical box right there. So if once I
Okay.
make it wider, now I'm like moving a bunch of electric, and that, yeah, that's not great. I have two boxes there, one for like an EV charger, one for like the main house, and it's a lot to move.
That's kind of where we stopped it, was from the
Exactly.
panel or
Yeah.
meter.
I couldn't see, the drawing doesn't show it, but okay, I understand. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Wolf.
I will say I did drive by. I did like the hockey rink there.
Did you drive by at night or during the day?
At night, I did.
Oh, so you saw the lights and everything?
saw the
I'm
lights.
very proud of this, yes.
I did. I would actually hope that you invite the Red Wings to go play in there. That'd be kind of cool.
If you want to skate, you're free to do so. I like to leave it open for the neighborhood. A lot of kids come by and skate on it. I'm very proud of it.
The question I wanted to ask, though, again, I didn't see it on the floor plan. Just again, I was under the impression, like my colleagues, that it was kind of like a jacuzzi thing. So can you just kind of give a little more detail as to how you, again, you've already said it's not going to be prefab, but like, is there going to be walls? Is there going to be a roof? Like, describe that a little
Think
bit.
about it like a shed, kind of like a smaller shed there. I say it's like a salt box design. I don't know if that's a true term, but the roof would slope from one side to the other because where you have like the door, what is it?
Like a shed roof.
A shed roof, like
Okay.
a slope that way. It would not exceed, I saw a note there, like exceeding 13 feet, nowhere near that, because then I would need a larger stove, and I don't want to do that at all. And I did talk to my neighbor immediately to I always get the directions confused because like I'm on an angle there, but immediately to that side, yes. To that side there, and I told him about the plans for it and the roof height there, which would be under 9 feet, and he was fine with that as well. But think about it like a little shed, kind of.
And then I guess one quick follow-up question: would it be covered or semi-covered? Covered or semi-covered?
When you say covered, like a roof?
Yeah, like.
Oh, absolutely a roof, yes.
Okay,
So you want to keep the heat and keep the humidity
It's
inside.
going to be like a nice wood siding on the outside with possibly a metal or shingled roof of covering the area,
Have a-
like not a 2x6 deck.
Okay,
If
perfect.
you go into the sauna subreddit, you'll see a whole collection of
Let's not
saunas there.
start on the night.
My only experience with the sauna has been at the gym, so I really
Oh,
don't know.
see those? Yeah, bench heights are a little issue there, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Lineweber, I saw you had a hand.
When you, so the porch that you're asking for is an enlargement of the existing porch that's there. Have you looked at, and I know you didn't want to make it wider toward your neighbors for various reasons, but have you looked at keeping the porch in the existing footprint?
So we thought about that, but the problem is it is really small right now. So like when my family's out there, we have a table kind of in the middle with 4 chairs, and that's about all that can fit. So we would like a little larger area so we can more like relax in it, not just have one table in the middle. So it was a consideration, but we thought if we're doing something, we may as well do something that's a bit more useful for the family.
And you mentioned roof pitch as part of the rationale for this. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, sure. Like if you look at the picture of the porch now, I mean, it's just like a little, I'll say tin, I don't know the actual material, but like a little, not my skeleton. See, it's just, it looks dilapidated, right? So I think if it's tied into the house, aesthetically, it looks a lot more pleasing.
It's gonna be, the overhangs are gonna be tied in, are gonna be continuous with the same color soffit and fascia. And then the back's just gonna be a gable with some like windows and some screens.
And then I think as well, there's like, it would have gutters on that too,
Yeah,
right? Because I don't have gutters right there. And again, with it being dilapidated, I have water coming off the back and I can't like landscape or anything. It kind of goes under the porch. It's kind of a disaster. So if we're gonna do something, I really wanted to do something that we could use for a while and that looked really nice. That was my thought.
So if you are denied tonight, what are your options? Or what would
Well,
you
I mean, the problem is no one, like the door, which is on the other side, I can't get anyone to fix it. I tried multiple people. It's like a smaller door than normal because of the roof line there. It just sits like that. And the bigger problem, like not the bigger problem, but the other problem I have is I have rats going under there and I can't get rid of them. I cannot get rid of the rats because it's on a deck. I've tried digging down, I've tried putting chicken wire around.
Grade up is on top of it.
Yeah, it's on
like
top.
built
So
in.
I hate to say this, like I put rat boxes back there and they keep coming back. I cannot get rid of rats from underneath there. And it's really, that's not the main reason we're doing it, but it's really bothersome that I don't have a solution. I've tried a lot of things.
I'm not here, but I think if we got denied, we'd probably go with that original side, but then we'd have to be coming back, right? Is that what you guys said, for a variance anyways?
you'd have to work with the city
So,
administrators on that. If, in the location of the sauna.
Yeah.
And this may be a question for Alex, but if that sauna were incorporated into the other accessory structure, would the count be up 1, or would they eliminate 1 as a separate accessory?
If it was
structure?
its own separate structure and it was just touching it, we'd still consider it to be 2 separate
But
structures.
if they're
But if it was,
constructing it and it's integral with it.
built into it, well then sure, possibly we could
Are you
include
talking about
it
with the
as-
porch?
With the
No, your
Oh, the
sauna.
shed?
Like the
Well,
shed
the
or
only thing
whatnot.
there is I have a play structure, like if you look at the picture again, I have a play structure for the kids immediately on one side, and the other side, I'm back at my back property line. And if I came out the front, let's say, it would look kind of awkward, but if I did that, then I'm encroaching on the second lot there, where I don't want to take a room away from the kids to play. So that's kind of the thought there.
So just the criteria that we look at on these is beyond the immediate use and the users of this parcel, and look at the long-term implications of this. You've got this other large side yard, so I would ask again, and I know Mr. Klatt had asked, have the exploration of putting this porch, kind of an element on the side of the house where it would be compliant?
So another reason why we wouldn't, because we have a back door on that porch, and we're not going to move the door to the side, right? Because that's my son's back room there. So if you look at I won't get up, but we're kind of where that line is right now. There's a back door that comes onto the porch, and if I were to do it on the side, now I'm busting into a wall in my son's room to build a door, and that
access to it.
that creates a little difficulty.
Okay.
Plus, then I wouldn't have any access to my backyard.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Any other questions? Or Ms. Reddy?
I have a couple questions. It wasn't quite clear when you were talking about putting were you talking about putting the sauna next to the shed? Is it possible to put it in the shed?
Oh, goodness, there's a lot of stuff in that shed. Well, you really wouldn't want to anyway because of how the shed is constructed. Like the roof wouldn't really be suitable for a decent sauna. Plus, I have shelves on either side. So not just because there's a lot of stuff in there, because we want to put both cars in the garage, but also it's not really a conducive structure to it, let's say. Like, I don't want to try to fit something into something that doesn't work. I really want it to be a nice structure that can be used for a while
I mean, the
and is
problem
beneficial.
is,
I'm sorry?
The problem is only 3 structures are allowed. So.
Well, so I know what you're saying there, but I guess from my opinion, and again, I probably don't know as much as you do about this, certainly, but at one point it was 2 lots, right? And so it was combined into one. I don't know why exactly. So I know it is 2 accessory structures, per lot, and it's considered 1 lot though, but it is unique in that it's a very large property. But my house is also very unique in that it's built completely on one. So I'm a little hamstrung there.
Mm-hmm. When you spoke to one neighbor, the one, like if you're looking at your house from the street, the one to the left?
The one to the right, so the one whose house you kind of see on here right now, so the right-hand side.
Okay, the one next to the empty parcel.
No, that's Swidge. She's on the other side. Corey's the one who's on that side. So the side that's closest to like where the sauna would be. I spoke with him over
with the ice rink in.
No, the ice rink's in the front.
Okay.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, so if you're looking from the street to the left.
Looking from this, from the street to the left, correct.
Yeah, okay. So, but did you speak to either of the neighbors that border on the back, the rear?
No, I really don't speak to them too much, honestly. Nice enough people, they're just never outside. But I just speak to Corey.
But they've never had an issue with the existing porch?
He has not, no, he has not. No.
Oh, that's it.
He does have a problem with rats like I do, but we try our best to figure that out together.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, before we go to public comment, which it doesn't look like there's going to be much in the way of public comment, we have not a full board. You need 5 affirmative votes. So if you want to take a moment to think about whether or not you want us to proceed or us to postpone this till next month when we may have a full board and we may not. But it's up to you as to what you want to do.
One more thing, I mean, we'll talk about it, but he's like his family's from Royal Oak, 1800s, I don't know, Royal Oak people, it doesn't matter, but it's just, we have a solid case, but.
No, I mean, I honestly, I think the plan is the plan.
Okay.
I really like the plan as it is, and I think it's pretty decent there. I don't think it's detracting from anything, and I'd be hopeful for support. So,
Okay.
I mean, you know the process better than I do, but I would think the plan's not going to change, and I hope that
go for the
vote in the
Okay.
affirmative there, yeah.
Well, why don't you talk for a moment, and then I'll ask for public comment, and then I'll ask if you want us to proceed or to postpone it 1 month. So if you want to take a moment to. So we'll open this up to public comment. Is there anyone here to speak on this case? Going once, going twice. All right, no one. We'll close public comment. Yeah.
What happens if it's denied?
If it's denied, then you have to either substantially change the plan and come back after paying $700 for them to review and come again, or wait another year to come back again and replead your case.
So if it's denied tonight, then we have to change the whole.
Or wait a year and you come back and do it, so.
Well, I mean, honestly, the plan is what Sarah and I talked about there, and we're not going to take them.
You're missing 2 people?
Mhm. Yep, so you need, the worst you can do is lose 2 people to vote against you. So.
I mean, I'd say go for it.
Okay, then we'll bring it back to this side, and we'll have to, nope, you just stay there. We'll bring it back to this side for discussion and our motions. Anyone want to start off? Mr. Lineweber.
Discussion. Just discussion. It's unfortunate that we don't see the layout of the interior of the house with this, because we're not able to, validate the conditions that would be prevalent to, enable or disable moving this to the side. This is one parcel, so while there's the split down there, it's not, this is not two parcels, this is one large parcel, with plenty of area to accommodate this type of, the structure. So it is an improvement certainly for what's there now. And, if it was within the existing setback line, in some other configuration, I may look at it differently, but I'm not truly sympathetic that it fulfills all the criteria for approval. So not a motion yet, but just a general comment.
Mr. Moore?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too bothered by this plan because obviously, the structure that's there now is in disrepair and needs to be repaired. And
personally, I think the way they're doing the roof line on this and attempting to make it blend in better with the home gives it a better look than what is there right now. And then the sauna to me is like a little outside closet tucked behind the house. I mean, you're not really going to see it unless you're those neighbors in the back, which sounds like they're okay with this. So I do see their need here for moving forward with this plan.
Mr. Moore? Or sorry, Mr. Wolf. It was Mr. Moore who just spoke.
No worries. And just to add to that, I think the other thing too that and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like they're going to need a variance to come back just to repair the porch as it is. So because it's already not legally non-conforming. So anything that they would do on this property would have to come back to us. So I don't see what the problem is. I do also understand if there's electrical and the moving, having DTE move everything around. I can see that being probably pretty inconvenient. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, Mr. Lineweber, and I also understand where Mr. Moore's coming from too.
Mr. Clint, and then Mr. Moore.
So again, I brought this up earlier, and back to Mr. Lineweber's comment. Can you paint a picture? We don't have a floor plan, so I just see it in the back, right? And there's a door leading out. You mentioned your son's bedroom. That door at the back, is that a family room back there? I assume that's
No, so I can take you through the house.
I'm trying to look for a reason
So
to say yes, but I don't know if that's why can't it go in the side yard?
The door in the back is my son's room, right? So there's a back door, roughly there, and then that's his room. Towards the right of his room is now like the main hallway that goes through the house. Our bedroom is to the right on that. There's a bathroom to the left. If you go down further, kitchen's on the right, stairs to go downstairs are at the end of that hallway there. And the front room is like a family room there.
So
but to answer the question, my son's room is the room in the back.
The living space is to the street, closer to the
The
street.
living space is to the street, correct.
So if you were to take that shaded space, the new proposed addition, and you picked it up and you moved it left into the side yard right over there.
Yep.
That would be...
That's adjacent to my son's room and our bathroom.
Okay. Are there windows that it would block, like an egress window out of his room?
There is. So the egress window for the basement is on the other side. It would block there. There's a window in my son's room, a window in the bathroom. It would block that.
So it would block his window, but he does have a door out. Okay.
Yeah, and he has no other windows there, unfortunately. Well, the window just in my neighbor's yard. But yeah, that's the only window in his room right there.
Okay.
Yep. And that is our also only access to the backyard is through that door there. Like to the backyard proper, let's say. Backyard, side yard, that's backyard proper. And it's the only way to get to that yard.
Okay.
And then...
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And Alex, I mean, the overall, this is a huge lot, or big lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
The overall percentage of the accessory structures is well below the allowable, right? We're
Yeah,
like
we
5%
Yep,
or something
that's
like
what
that.
we calculated, yes.
So we could also, I don't know if there's an appetite to split these up, split up the sauna and then...
Your choice. Did you want to say anything, Mr. Moore?
Yeah, I just want to say, so in regards to the sauna specifically, this is a lot like the pergola that we spent well over an hour talking about recently. If somebody went to Costco and bought the sauna that's in the aisle there and plugged it in behind their house, chances are they wouldn't be here. And I know it's technically another structure, but I don't think it's huge or any type of a bother, just like that pergola that many of us didn't have a problem with. So just some thoughts on that.
Mr. Clapp.
All right, so to start, let's do the easy one. I'm going to make a motion to approve item B, the accessory building.
Is there a second? All right. I saw Mr. Moore's hand first. Go ahead, Mr. Clapp.
I kind of already stated my case. I think it's, it's small from a lot size standpoint. It's a very small percentage. It's well below the allowable max. Sure, could they tuck it onto the other building? There could be some challenges there to unify it into one structure. They can't put it inside that structure based on what the petitioner said. It's hidden behind the home. It's concealed. I guess see an issue with it. We've approved greater accessory structures that were at least maintained. They stayed below the allowable norms here, so that's my rationale for that.
Okay. Mr. Moore?
I've already shared my thoughts on good things.
All right. Other comments? I'm torn on this one because I agree with everything that's been stated regarding the sauna. I wish it was more along the lines of if we didn't grant it, a future person couldn't tear down the sauna and then use it to put up another shed that's much bigger but within the still allowable limits because, hey, we already granted 2 structures. And I sort of consider this like the pergola where it's a temporary structure, and yes, they could have just bought it and put it up and none would have been the wiser. So I can see the practical difficulty in that. I'll probably vote in favor of it, but I am concerned about more the future than the present.
But I just, again, quick question about that. And even though that would be allowed the third one, they would still have to come back in front of us or a future ZBA in order to get that third structure back if they were to tear it out. Is that correct?
Like the sauna specifically?
Yeah, let's just say hypothetically they sell the house, the next people buy it. They want to tear out the sauna and put something else in. Would they still have to come in front of us?
We could potentially apply that variance if it were granted tonight to any structure that's put on there after.
Oh, okay.
The same size, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
But there are other limitations to accessory structures on the square footage.
Yes, absolutely.
So there would be some, they couldn't come in and drop in another 3-car garage here.
Precisely.
Okay,
Yes.
so there's, all right.
That's what I'm saying is the square footage wise, I'm not as concerned, but I could see them. Mr. Reddy.
So we're voting on B, the sauna. I'm a little torn, but I also feel that there isn't anything unique about the lot that is causing this problem, so I'm going to be opposed.
Any other comments? All right, seeing none, we'll move to vote. Oh, Mr. Morris.
No, I'll just say I'm looking at the lot as a unique perspective, I suppose, because if that side yard wasn't there, there's really no place for kids to play in a backyard or anything. So wanting to maintain that side yard for children to play, I mean, to me, that's what they have as a backyard. And basically, instead of having a traditional backyard, I mean, a lot of lots are a lot deeper and there's more of a backyard. So that's how I look at it, just if that makes a difference.
Yes, Mr. Wolf.
You know what? I'm not going to say what I have to say. I don't think it's that important.
Okay. No, I was going to say the only practical difficulty I think is just the type of thing it is as a sauna versus, say, another shed or garage or pool house. That's the only uniqueness I see. I consider it sort of like a hot tub that just happens to be closed in with a roof.
And that's allowed.
And no hot tub's allowed. Yeah. All right, if there's no other discussion, we'll move to vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All All right, motion carries. So that's one out of the way. Who wants to take a crack at the second one? Mr. Wolf.
I'll make a motion to approve A in full.
Okay, is there a second? Mr. Moore, go ahead, Mr. Wolf.
This is kind of, for me, it's a pretty, I also replaced my porch earlier in the calendar year for a lot of the same reasons. There were rats and it was falling apart, and I was worried that somebody was going to put their foot in and, God forbid, go to the hospital. So, and also because that you're going to have to come back in front of us for a variance to fix your porch. Do it right, do it the first time. That for me is pretty straightforward in my opinion. The practical difficulty is that somebody didn't build the house on the lot the way they were supposed to back in 1964. And again, had the second variance in 2007 been granted and there had been another house there, then we're talking about lot coverage area that's just for the sake of the argument north of 50%. So I think this is pretty straightforward. I don't want him or his kids or somebody getting hurt just because they step in the wrong place. So it's pretty easy yes for me.
Okay, Mr. Moore?
Yeah, I'll just say, the clear practical difficulty on this one is that the structure or porch that's there now is falling apart and needs to be replaced. And based on the plans they've presented, the replacement will look much better and serve the neighborhood better than what's there now.
Mr. Klatt?
And I guess the other practical difficulty you could argue is just the placement of the house. But back in '64, it was one lot, right? It was, so they couldn't stretch it out east-west. They had to run it in a north-south manner. But they also pushed the house back pretty deep. The front yard setback is 25 feet. I don't know what it was back in '64. I assume the same. But the house, and this is no fault of the petitioner, the house could have been pulled forward, 10 more feet, give or take, which would have lessened the burden here. So it's not their fault technically why the house was positioned in a manner. And who gave them a variance for that in a brand new house? It's crazy. They could have pushed it forward. Who gave
I
them
was
that?
telling a little story earlier, if I may. Okay, never mind.
Mr. Lineweber?
I look at this and you could see, the initial lot and how the house is accommodated on that lot, but it's no longer that lot. You have a lot that is twice as wide. That's an enormous buildable area, and yet we're building, we're furthering a situation that's not, it's not great with that existing porch. Certainly, what we're seeing is an improvement over as far as the construction of it and the integrity of it. However, the design, it makes it worse, and going further back into that, the area for setback, while there's this giant space next to it. And if this house were oriented differently, we would, I think, look at that lot and say, you've got this giant backyard, why don't you take your porch need and move back into it? And so, I really haven't seen the exploration of how that would impact the rest of the house inside. So I just think that there's opportunities here that the homeowner should have explored or should explore that doesn't necessitate a encroachment of that magnitude. So for that reason, I won't be in support.
Mr. Moore?
So to build this on the side and the side yard would, I guess from what I'm looking at, require a lot more, like removing bricks and cutting into a wall, whereas the current setup is obviously making use of an existing door. So to me, I also see the difficulty in the modifications that would need to be made to put this on the side. So,
Mr. Klatt?
Yeah, a floor plan would be great because we're and I think I understand what you were trying to verbalize the layout and how it is, but it's almost like I'm looking for you to say why it can't go in the side yard. There's things such as egress out of a bedroom. You need, even if it's at grade level, you need a window to get out. And it sounds like this door is in your son's bedroom?
Correct. The door is in the bedroom, and there's a window on the side that faces
Yeah, I see that, I'm looking at the
Yeah, if
two
you-
windows.
if you can
but,
bring up that
Like, if you were
image
to
right
place it on the side yard, does it,
It's page 7.
Page 7.
can it work? Like, can
Okay,
it
so
work
if you
there,
look at
or is
page
it
7, you can
screwing
see,
up the layout, you know, how,
Right.
like,
If you
why
look-
can't it go there? That's what we kind of need some, like, from a practical difficulty standpoint, like Mr. Limber, so you've got this huge yard. I know football and sports, and I get that. And-
well, if you look at here, you can
I
see
see the
here's
windows.
houses, and you can see the basement windows underneath.
So, and the other thing I see too, if you look at the second of third window, that does not look like the others. That would be, again, you can confirm if that's your bathroom window, but that's probably where that bathroom is.
Right, daughter's room, bathroom, son's room.
So again, if one were, and again, I don't know how the plumbing in that house is, but in theory, if one were to put the porch there, they probably would have to redo the whole bathroom as well.
Yes.
And I get, it's kind of funky, you're sitting in the side yard, you know, it's a little unique.
My house is very awkward.
Any other discussion? All right, I actually felt this one, I was more positive of voting for this one. There's a couple reasons. This image is a great image showing off, although he didn't bring in the floor plan, showing the practical difficulty in the fact of trying to put it on the side
So I'm trying
here.
to get it.
The true practical difficulty is he's got a house that has no backyard. It's a side yard instead. And if you look at his backyard, yes, is he making this covering larger than what it is? Yes, however, it's still less than the encroachment the existing accessory structure is, and it's still less than the next 3 houses that are to the left of his, where their garages are in the back and they're almost to the back line. So even with this enlargement, it's still a lot less than what he currently has on the lot, and a lot less than his 3 neighbors. So although would I have liked it to be the same? Yeah, but I could understand him going just for a little bit more so he can have a little bit more enjoyment of that portion of his backyard, what little backyard he has. So because of the uniqueness of those circumstances, I saw this more of as a slam dunk than the sauna in my head, just because he's keeping under the other offsets that's already currently in their backyard and the neighbors. So that's just my personal feeling on why I had no problem with this one. Is there any, yes, Mr. Clayton?
Great explanation. I think I'm sold now, so
Okay.
great explanation.
Okay. Any other comments? All right, seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Congratulations, best luck. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
You seem to know a lot about the history of your house.
All my neighbors and all. So I did have, you have a second, I've got one.
We'll let you do that for public comment.
Public comment,
Okay.
yeah. In a minute.
First,
I'm
any other
curious about the
business?
story.
There's no other business? All right, public comment.
All right.
Let's hear the story.
I have 3 minutes. I'm very
He could seed you with those other 3.
When the house was built, because we moved in 2007, so like there's a lot of like the older guards still in the neighborhood. Sorry. And when the house was built, people did not want this house built because it just took up a lot of the lot, and it was the only lot at the time. So in my garage, in the concrete, I'm not going to swear, but someone wrote "F-U," like scribbled it in the concrete. So if I stand along the wall, it's just right there. So like there's a little animosity in the neighborhood at the time, and luckily that's passed, and we're thankful we have that side lot now when we bought it there. But yeah, it was a little contentious back then, certainly. People just felt it was too large for the space, but that was my little story. But again, I just want to thank you for considering it, for approving it. Really does help. We're going to be very happy to have this bigger space, and thank you again for the consideration. Have a great holiday.
Yep, thank you.
Happy holidays.
Any other public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll close public comment. I will say this, since the appointment meeting is tomorrow, I know there's 3 of us that could be reappointed and we could not, so we won't know. But if we aren't, it's been great working with whoever hasn't, and we miss Paul, who's already gone. We miss Nancy, who's not able to make it for medical reasons this week. So hopefully we'll all have a happy holidays and safe and enjoyable one.
Yeah, and we hope if you guys want to come back, that you'll come back.
Oh, trust me, I always want to come back. I enjoy this.
When do we find out?
I don't know. Before the next meeting.
Keep us sweating.
All right. Who wants the motion for adjournment? Mr. Lineweber.
Motion to adjourn the
Se-
final meeting of 2025.
All right, who would like to second? Mr. Reddy. Oh, Mr. Reddy beat you. All right. And any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Congratulations. We're done. See you next year.